Welcome to Music Therapy. My name is John Thuen, your resident psychotherapist. Today we are going to be reacting to Disturbed's Sound of Silence on Conan O'Brien late night talk show. Let's get right into it.
Please welcome Disturbed!
He's so excited.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
Wow, what an intro. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I'm sure we can all relate to that on some level, whether it's our addiction, our mental health, our struggles, our past traumas, something that we try to kick to the curb, but we just can't because what's comfortable is sometimes easier than what is best for us. And so this song, cold intro here, how will it end? I have no idea.
Because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping.
Wow, his voice.
And the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sound of silence.
I'm wondering what vision still remains in his sound of silence, right? So when we're in a space of silence, we all experience silence differently, right? And we each have visions or ideas or conceptualizations of what we need to do, we need to be, how the world should be. And oftentimes that's very misaligned with how the world actually is, how we are. And when it comes to his visualization, I'm wondering what it is, right? Is it a better world? Is it a worse world? Let's see how it ends out.
Restless dreams I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestone, neath the halo of a street lamp, I turned my collar to the cold and damp. When my eyes were stared by the flash of a neon light that split the night and touched the sound of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people.
That pitch he hits from that deep, visceral voice is incredible. His range is one of a kind. I almost want to go back and listen to that again because I can't quite understand the lyrics the way he's singing.
Split the night and touch the sound of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more.
Wow, angel voice.
People talking without speaking.
Wow, go off. So his voice right there, people talking without speaking. People just creating noise instead of communicating their authentic emotional needs, what their honest life ambitions. People talking just to talk. And that really relates. I mean, until I went to therapy, I figured I was very uncomfortable with silence. I thought that it was a weakness to be in a space with someone where you don't have anything to say. But as I have grown up and become older and become a therapist, I've realized that silence can often be a superpower. And holding the space with someone and suffering with them and allowing them to vent, process, work through whatever tough time they're going through is so crucial. And not only that, right, but speaking with a purpose, speaking authentically, not just making noise, speaking your honest truth, right? It's so difficult for young men especially to be honest with their emotions other than anger. And so I want to let everyone know, right? It's okay to express those negative emotions, sadness, grief, bereavement, despair. All of those things are malleable and transient emotions, meaning that they'll pass in due time if you give them the proper attention instead of suppressing them, right? But people talking without speaking, wow, what a powerful line from this remix here.
People hearing without listening, people writing songs.
People hearing without listening, yeah, just people acting like they're listening when they're really just trying to appease you or tell you what you want to hear, and they're afraid to challenge you. They're afraid to be real with you because they just want to appease you, right? So oftentimes in this society, we are taught to please people rather than be honest with them, right? And that's what happens when we hear without listening. Listening requires that third ear that can detect underlying emotions, underlying problems, agendas, people's struggles under the content of what they're saying. And oftentimes that's through their face, right? Their facial expressions. The content is such a big deal, right? What people say, but how they say it is just as important. So this song is brilliant in this contemporary society, right? Because we are struggling to communicate more than ever with social media, with TikTok, with YouTube. Everything out there is limiting our communication.
And voices never share, and no one dare disturb the sound of silence. Fools say that you do not know, silence like a cancer grows.
Wow, right there. So incredible voice, that visceral, guttural throat pitch that he does, so beautiful and incredible. And how poignant is that? Silence like a cancer grows, right? When we don't speak our truths, when we sit in a space where we want to say something but we don't because we're afraid of the outcome, or we want to be liked so we appease people. It's really amazing how this song just transcends time and place and different cultures. It's so incredible.
Hear my words and I might teach you. Take my arms and I might reach you. But my words, like silent raindrops, fell and echoed in the wells of silence. And the people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made in the sign.
Wow, right there. So, bowed in rage to the neon god they made. So this touches on a lot of spirituality and its role in conformity, it seems like. I'm going to give it another listen because he is so brilliant, so talented here with his voice.
And I might teach you. Take my arms and I might reach you. But my words, like silent raindrops, fell and echoed in the wells.
My words like silent raindrops fell. So I think he's speaking on the perceived futility or meaninglessness in expressing his opinion, right? I'm sure we can all relate to a period in our life where we felt like our voice didn't matter, where our voice felt like silent raindrops falling, like so irrelevant, so not worth our time to express our opinion. And how do you think that would impact people, right? To constantly feel like we are less than, that we aren't worth having a voice for. It really affects self-esteem, right? If we chronically believe that we have less opinions than others, then it'll manifest in our social relationships, in our relationship with ourselves, in our family dynamics, in all sorts of different ways. And so it's so important to know that despite, how small, how big, how old, how young you are, wherever you come from, right, your voice is valid. You have a unique perspective that's worth sharing, and ultimately you are the sole person that has that experience, and without sharing that, I think you're doing yourself a disservice, right? And we're such social creatures that we need each other, and without social relationships, we're nothing, right? So we need to, as a whole, give people the opportunity to be there for us, right? Going to therapy, opening up to your brothers, your sisters, your parents, your coworkers about some things you're going through, right? Because no one can face the challenges of life alone indefinitely, right? We need help, and there's no such thing as a self-made person at all, right? Because we need people to confide in, we need help when things get desperate, and times are coming that are hard. And how will you prepare? How will you be ready for it when someone comes crying to you or you come crying to someone else? And such a powerful song, right? I also wonder what the sound of silence evokes for you as a listener. How does it make you feel? Does it make you feel lonely, content, hungry? Just curious, right? Are you comfortable with it? Is it uncomfortable? Do you always have something listening? Always have music on, or the radio, or white noise? What do you think your proclivity to avoid silence is about, right? How do you think so?
Of silence,
It's orchestral.
and the people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made, and the sign lashed out its warning, and the words that it was forming, and the sign said the words of the prophets are written on the subway walls.
Wow. He's painting such a beautiful picture. So the words of the prophets written on the subway walls. So what that gets out there is kind of like an Orwellian future where knowledge is put down to the point of it being on the subway walls, because books are so irrelevant to read and knowledge is so obscured and so irrelevant that it actually has to be on the subway walls, right? And it's not in libraries anymore. No one values the words of the prophets in libraries anymore, and the truth lies within the subway walls. That's such an incredible picture of how our society has a lot of things backwards, right? That we value money above integrity, above values, and things over people and relationships, and it just leads us down a very narrow, dark hole.
In tenement halls, whisper in the sun of silence.
Wow, what an incredible live performance. That might be the most incredible live performance I've ever heard. Just his range of his voice, the passion, the way he changed the song from its original Simon and Garfunkel is absolutely amazing, and it applies now more than ever. I mean, that hits a chord of modern society now, more so than it probably did hit a chord back when Simon and Garfunkel originally released this Sound of Silence. David is such an incredible artist, and the orchestral music is just incredible. I can't believe, imagine you went to that Conan show and You Heard, one of the best live performances of all time. Such an incredibly powerful song, man, musical instruments players, such an amazing band, and what a dramatic finish, right? Leaves me sitting there feeling like, wow, what do I need to do to better this world? What do I need to speak up for? That where is silence pervading, where I need to make noise and make a difference, right? How can I make this world a better place by sticking up for something that needs to be sticking up for? And I challenge each of you listeners to pay it forward and stand up for something that you find to be in the wrong. And I think if you live in alignment with your values, then it's such a powerful place to be, and it'll lead you where you need to go in life and keep you away from all the problems, right? Drugs, alcohol, addiction, mental illness, toxic relationships, toxic coworkers. So this was such an incredible episode. Thank you for tuning in to the first episode of Music Therapy. I will post another as soon as I can, and I'm looking forward to seeing you there. If you have any recommendations on songs that you want me to react to and listen to, please put them in the comments below, and I will get to them as soon as I can, in the order of which I receive them. So thank you so much, and I look forward to hearing from you. Bye. Have a great rest of your day.